So there's a lot of people on the left who will tell you that we need to elect Biden in order to save democracy from a Trump administration. Likewise, there's a lot of people on the right who will tell you that we need to elect Trump to save the republic from a Biden administration, right? Now, here's the thing about republics and democracies. A republic is actually a subset of democracy. So all republics are a democracy, but not all democracies are republics. So in the same way that an oak tree is a tree, well, all republics are democracies, but not all trees are oak trees, right? So not all democracies are republics. So in the United States, we are a republic. A republic is defined more accurately as a representative democracy. And what that means is we elect representatives to represent our interests. We elect congressmen and presidents who go into office and write economic policy and vote on that economic policy or foreign policy or social policy. They write policy and vote on it. Now, on the other hand, a direct democracy is not a republic. So a direct democracy is where the voting populace will vote and write policy directly. So they will write the economic policy and vote on it themselves rather than electing representatives to write and vote on that economic policy. So an example of direct democracy is direct ballot initiatives, where the people will propose ballot initiatives and then vote on them directly rather than depending on the representatives voting on those initiatives. We do have a few states in the United States who have direct ballot initiatives, but not most of them. But that's beside the point. So again, the United States is a representative democracy. It is a republic. Okay, those two things are synonymous. Now, remember, I said that the left is trying to save democracy from Trump, and the right is trying to save the republic from Biden. They're both trying to save the republic. They're both trying to save the representative democracy. But who's right? How is it that both of these, the left and right, can be trying to save the republic or the representative democracy from the other side? And we'll ask another question. How is it that a democracy or a republic worth saving needs saving in the first place? Okay? Ask yourself that question, okay? It seems to me that if a republic or a democracy needs saving, it's not worth saving at all. So when the left blames Trump for destroying democracy and the right blames Biden for destroying the republic, they're not actually addressing the thing that broke down the republic or the democracy in the first place. They're just addressing symptoms. And in that case, the symptoms are Biden and Trump themselves. If you never ask the question, if you never think about what actually caused the democracy or the republic to break down in the first place, then you never solve the problem. Again, Trump and Biden are just symptoms. If you remove them from the system is just going to create more Bidens and more Trumps who break down the democracy and the republic, right? So the left is dependent on blaming Trump and the right is dependent on blaming Biden. But again, these people are just symptoms of the failures that are inherent in the republic or the democracy that we had in the past. We have to ask that question. We have to ask why it is the structural republic, the structural representative democracy, failed. The reason for the failure is because the representative democracy is not representing the interests of the public. That means that Trump and Biden are failing to represent the interests of the public. So, how do you fix that problem? Well, it starts by not voting for Trump and Biden. But beyond that, you have to ask deeper questions. You have to ask who is benefiting from the fact that the republic, that the representative democracy, is not representing the average American. Well, who's benefiting? Well, we could call it the ruling class, right? The ruling class is using this dichotomy between Trump and Biden to divide the working class amongst themselves. Meanwhile, what's happening? Well, the wealth inequality is rising. The diseases of despair are increasing. The depression, the anxiety, the heart disease, the obesity, a bunch of other health issues. The ruling class is exploiting our labor. We are suffering because of it. And then, in that process, they are propping up Trump and Biden as the problems, as the causes of those problems. Meanwhile, the problems get worse no matter who's in office. Problems get worse no matter which Democrat or Republican we elect. The solution to this problem is to stop voting for politicians who are propped up in mainstream media, because mainstream media is the pathway by which the ruling class controls who you vote for. They prop up a supposed divide between Democrats and Republicans, and they attach a candidate to each of those parties, and then you elect that candidate. Before you know it, nothing changes, the working class suffers more, and the ruling class gets wealthier. It's not to say that capitalism is bad or that socialism is the answer. What is actually the solution to the problem is to diminish the division between the left and right. It is to diminish the division within the working class and organize that working class to take back the means of production through both capitalistic means and socialistic means. And what that means is you need to build labor unions, you need to build labor strikes, worker cooperatives, boycotts. That's the capitalistic solution. And likewise, you need to elect better representatives who will go into office and write better economic policy that actually represents you and will, in theory, redistribute the means of production through economic policy. It's not capitalism versus socialism. It's not Republican versus Democrat. It's Republicans and Democrats, the elite Republicans and Democrats, versus the working class. It is capitalism and socialism for the rich versus capitalism and socialism for the poor. Don't get caught up in these culture wars, okay? It's not race versus race. It's not gender versus gender, male versus female. It's not religion versus religion. It is working class versus ruling class, okay? Thanks for watching.